Today, I'm talking about how to replace the limiting internal narrative slash beliefs with positive, uplifting reinforcement that is going to help you create the new identity that you want for yourself. And this is the key concept to creating anything new that you want in your life, especially if you look back over the past several years and you just notice the cycle repeating of things that you didn't want, experiences that you didn't want, a job that you no longer have a passion, a desire for, a circle of friends or an environment that you no longer care for. We need to think about what it is that is going on internally and what our beliefs are and what are our core stories that we're telling ourselves mentally that is keeping those narratives alive. And so one of the ways that I suggest, and some things that I do to replace the limiting beliefs, is I just tell myself a new story internally. Now you can do this a couple of ways. I know a lot of people are highly supportive of affirmations. Meditation is an extremely good one because to me, you pretty much shut off what's going on mentally. If you do have a few minutes to meditate in the mornings or in the evenings, afternoons, whenever you would prefer to meditate, meditation is a good source, a great resource rather, when it comes to just shutting off what it is that's going on, like with your external environment. It's a good way to kind of shut off and to just refresh and to reset mentally. But more specifically, when it comes to shifting beliefs, like I was saying, one of the things that I do is I just tell myself a new story. I tell myself something that is going to be the exact opposite of whatever that limiting internal narrative was or is. So let's say, for instance, the limiting narrative or the thing would be like if I was working a job or something, oh, I never get promotions. Or I can never lose this last 5 pounds, if you want to talk about weight and personal goals. Those stories that you tell yourself that are keeping you stuck really go against you because they just keep that pattern alive. So what you would do is you would take that and you would say the exact opposite. I easily lose weight or this 5 pounds or whatever is specific to you. I always receive new opportunities. I always get new job promotions or opportunities at work if you are working, if you are creative. Say, for instance, you are an artist and you compose music or something like that, and you feel like your music is not up to par. Instead of telling yourself like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not, my work is not worthy, you would tell yourself the exact opposite. But also it's important to know that while you're telling yourself the new story, the positive story, the one that's more uplifting, even though you don't have to believe it initially, because you will believe it if you tell yourself that so many times, long enough. But when you're telling yourself the new story, actually take some time to feel into it, because that's going to be just as important. You don't want to passively just be saying these things and, think that it's going to work some magic. You also need to, put yourself in it a little bit and really work to try to feel into those emotions. And you may not be able to do that for some time. It might take you some days, some weeks to actually be able to feel in that. But like they say, if you tell yourself something long enough, you're going to believe it. But nevertheless, I just want to offer that word of encouragement, because those stories and those limiting narratives, as silly as it may seem, we run those messages in our heads so often that it just kind of, it's like a song, and when you start listening to your favorite song, you start singing along with the lyrics because you've heard it so much that now you know the lyrics. It's the same with the negative internal narratives or the limiting beliefs or the jokes that you say about yourself. It may be funny and it may be something that is, just said on a spot, just passively speaking and not really putting any thought to why you're saying it. But if it is something that is limiting you, then you definitely need to think about the opposite. You definitely need to reassess how you can support yourself in a better way by telling yourself something that is really going to uplift you, and just shift that belief. I mean, you know, that's something that we can do for ourselves. It's simple. Change the internal dialogue and change the narrative. Lift yourself up, you know, pour into yourself. Let that be part of your self-care routine. And you will be amazed at the wonders that just switching off those limiting beliefs can do. You know, start with one, move on. The more you tell yourself, the better it gets. So it takes work, but you are definitely worth it. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video.